Now we have to seriously think of reducing our dependency on China.
That we have the capability, but we have to build capacity.
Morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning.
So, guys, welcome to the second episode of TOD, and hope you enjoyed the first episode. And now we are back to elaborate a little bit more onto our earlier TOD points.
So आज का टॉपिक है थोड़ा कंट्रोवर्शियल सेंटा.
I am most happy with controversy.
So आज का टॉपिक कंट्रोवर्शियल इसलिए क्योंकि हम लोग चाइना की बात करने वाले हैं, जो कि सबका फेवरेट स्पोर्ट हो गया है आजकल.
Punching bag.
So today's topic is dependency on China for architecture industry.
So there are 4 points that we'll be discussing on this. The first is procurement of finished goods from China, the procurement of unfinished goods from China, the way forward in reducing our dependency on China, and of course, the big learning that we have got from this coronavirus pandemic. So the first point that we're discussing elaborately today on reducing our dependency on China is to reduce the procurement of finished goods from China.
Yes.
And speaking from my architect's point of view, would be how to reduce our dependency in procurement of furniture, procurements of accessories, procurements of lights, whatever the basic finished goods that go into the interiors or architectural landscape of a project. I think that India has a very good market anyways, where we have good craftsmen, good artisans that manufacture furniture. Instead of giving Indian money to China and strengthening their economy, let's keep that money in the country and give it to our local craftsmen.
So your point is that we have the capability, but we have to build capacity.
Yes. It had become almost like a fashion statement to keep on going to China, whereas we are perfectly capable of delivering international quality products.
All the manufacturing superpowers have always had a very strong ITI platform. Just Germany, it is not very educated in terms of degrees, but their basic vocational training is so strong that they get adjusted in their local industries only. So my point for future strategy in this whole thing was that their people, their general population is very good hands-on. India would have to develop these vocational institutes all along, wherever there are the hubs of manufacturing of furniture, so that general average population can be trained well.
That's a long-term strategy that India should have. First is we keep our money into the country and we promote and encourage our local craftsmen and spend our money into the country. We don't go looking for furniture to Dubai, Italy and China. We procure it from here. We set up these vocational trainings that will bring systems. Like if there's a good craftsman from Rajasthan who does carpentry work, by giving him training, you are giving him a certain systemized way of thinking where he can work in a larger manufacturing hub, larger kind of a setup.
And second bit is that, say, somebody from Rajasthan who already has generations and generations of, general know-how of how to build furniture will transfer his knowledge to a person, say, from Kerala, Northeast, wherever. And that's how knowledge base will also become bigger.
So that's the short-term goal and the long-term goal.
Long-term goal.
Where we don't have to go to other countries to look for finished products.
Second point is procurement of unfinished products. So, Santha, अभी जो तूने point लिया, that was the most obvious stuff जो हम लोग बात करने वाले थे, which is like directly you know that you are going to China, getting it from China.
Which is easy to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second bit is the points जहाँ पे हम लोगों को लग रहा है कि हम लोग made in India stuff खरीद रहे हैं या made in Italy stuff खरीद रहे हैं, but actually वो है basically a lot of components are from China, which are assembled. So वो कैसे करना है? Short term and long term strategy की बात कर रहा हूँ खुद से.
So short term is something that first you need to analyze what are the products. Like for example, if you're assembling an elevator here, but all the components come from China. You're assembling an escalator, but all the components come from China. So first is to analyze and find such products, okay, where we can do the manufacturing ourselves, even for the components. Now we have to seriously think of reducing our dependency on China.
शॉर्ट टर्म में तो हम लोग इमीडिएटली जो फिनिश गुड कर रहे हैं, लॉन्ग टर्म में हमें ग्राउंड अप एक्चुअली सोचना पड़ेगा, अप टू डाउन नहीं सोचना पड़ेगा, नीचे से ऊपर सोचना पड़ेगा.
So short term to long term, the first step would be to analyze, what are the products you're dependent on China. Second, see whether you can do the manufacturing here. If you can, then think of ways and means and move to the government how we can set up an industry or a manufacturing unit for the same. Or if not, then look for another country, another avenue where you can procure these products. But second is the most necessary, where we set up these units into the country. The third point was, of course, the way forward in reducing dependency.
In general would be, जैसे हम लोगों ने बोला कि हमें grass root level पे, we will have to start from grass root level and not make these knee jerk reactions like कि कल से खरीदना बंद कर दो चाइना से. It is even if we want, we cannot stop. So we will have to do it ground up only, and it's a 20-year battle. It's not like a 1-year knee jerk reaction that can solve this problem.
The basic premise is what is to get more currency into the country and not let our currency go out. That's
and
the only
secondly,
way.
मतलब a country like US का, we can understand the scenario that people are so well off that their costs are very high, but India has actually no reason to not do manufacturing in-house because we have one of the cheapest labors in the world. So,
and a huge population
and a young population. So हमारे पास actually we have very less reasons not to do well.
A lot of the design thinking can also take place in the country. So think from that standpoint.
Yes.
We don't want to be just manufacturing for people.
So to sum it up, the final point is takeaways from this coronavirus situation. You tell me.
So there's a lot of fear, anxiety, rightly so, not misplaced as to what the future holds. But I think it's a very positive thing for the country if we take it in the right sense. If we short term, we strengthen ourselves, we analyze, we realize where we are falling short of, what we are falling short of, and build on those strengths. So in the next coming 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, we'll definitely be on our way to great economic progress by reducing our dependency on other countries and becoming more and more self-reliant.
You are an optimist, I am an optimist. हम लोग तो दोनों वैसे भी die-hard optimist हैं. So मेरा भी मानना है कि actually इंडिया के पास बहुत अच्छी opportunity और actually it's a good lesson और हम सस्ते में छूटे. We are learning a lesson which is very cheap. The point is कि अगर हम लोग इसे अच्छे से सीख लिए, we can really turn it around. We can really turn it around as a country. Ever in the history, whenever the situations have been the most bleak, still the world has always bounced back and become progressive, gone ahead. So kabhi bhi end nahi hota. End of the road is nothing. There's always a road ahead, right?
I feel in the short term there might be issues. Maybe in the next 2-3 months, 4 months might be difficult, but long term, in a year or so, the situation would be very much on its track to recovery if we just stay focused on building our country's economic strength.
Yes. So all good news. So on this note, this is me and Santha from Infinitti Design Studio, and we are signing off, and we'll see you on the next episode of TOD.
TOD.
Take care.